Okay, so as it turns out, I'm basically at a standstill with everything else here waiting on parts. So still waiting on a good set of handlebars for that guy so I can finish up the front fairing. This guy waiting on a new lower triple clamp, and then get that put back on. So I don't know, for whatever reason, I think I'm gonna put the motor back in this bike. Like I said in a previous video, I do have a parts bike coming for this soon, but I'd like to mock it all together and just see, A, if I can get the engine running and see how compression is. There's no point in chasing fairings and little things like that if the motor's not gonna run. So as well, the parts bike, the motor has no history on it as well. The guy who has it is a salvage and doesn't know if it runs or not. So that's another mystery unit. So may as well put this one back together and see what it's gonna do, if it'll do anything. So I've already realized a couple things that I'm missing. Oil cooler for the front, that looks like it's gone. A couple little coil brackets, that kind of thing. It's different when you get a guy that, like for that bike, he was trying to put it back together versus a guy like this who he never intended to put it back together. So things like engine mount bolts, just went ahead and got a cheap set off eBay just so I could get all my spacers and that kind of thing. Really, it's not worth my time to try and chase and make custom spacers when the parts are like $12.99. So I've got time to wait on parts. If I need to order them, may as well do it now. And then once it's back together and running and I at least have a good idea of what I'm gonna need that's important, I'll strip it back apart and start doing it right. So anyways, just start getting the frame cleaned up a little bit. Just clean out some of that gunk around where the chain oil sits, and then clean the engine off while it's sitting over there on a stand when it's nice and easy to work on. So I need another bike, like I need a hole in my head, but here's the bike I inherited today. It's one that my brother took apart, and we're gonna put it back together now that I live closer to him. It's a 1972 CB175 Honda. So the bike, he got it out of a scrapyard a few years ago, and it was in pretty rough shape. He took it all apart. It's fine. We're gonna get her put back together. The motor is complete. We're just gonna chase little things like good plastics. He's gonna spend a fortune on re-chroming, and we'll get this guy looking good. Tank's gonna need quite a bit of work. It's pretty rusted, so we're gonna start with that and sandblasting the frame and getting that painted. So that's a project for another night. Okay, motor's about half in. So on the plus side, this bike is pretty light, which is convenient when you're out here by yourself. So I got everything lined up, and then I gotta throw a tap through top engine mount bolt. It's just not wanting to cooperate. So I'm gonna throw a tap through that guy quick, probably start blocking up the front of the engine because the back is about the right height that I need. Put my bolts in the back and jack up the front. Okay, so I got the engine at least somewhat installed. Didn't bother filming any of that because that was pretty sketchy. Unfortunately, my good scissor jack is up under the F4i, so I was making do with a floor jack, a couple of 4x4s, another floor jack, and just going nice and slow as well. I did just throw a strap up and around the frame to lean the engine back, kind of suck it up into place because the back was right where it needed to be. So fortunately, actually, it went pretty good, other than one of my engine mount bolts is too short. So I'm gonna have to get a longer one, I guess. Let's see if I got something somewhere. So yeah, there we go. At least engine's back in. So I did just pull the fender forward so I didn't wreck that even worse than it is. When these plastics are super hard to find, you really don't want to do any more damage because I might end up having to save that one. So here we go. Engine's back up in it. Gonna look at throwing a rad on it. Gonna start going through the carbs. Hang a bottle for some gas and see if it'll start up.